types of ether channel. We have two types of ether channel. One is static, another one is dynamic. So in static also we have a two types. So in dynamic also we have a two types, PAGP and LSCP. Right? In dynamic. In static, there is no any other modes. So let's start for the static. So static ether channel means if we are setting the on mode, if on mode, this one mode is there in static port channels, then it's from the static port channel. So just we can set on modes, then it will form the static port channels. We can aggregate maximum 8 links, and the mode is on. On. How to configure, what to configure, I will explain you. So if you it's maximum 8 links we can bundle in the single port channel in a static. Okay. Next one is an PAGP. Let's talk about the dynamic. So in PAGP protocols, it is a stand for the port aggregation protocol. So and it is a Cisco proprietary protocol. So we can again in the same we can bundle the 8 links in the single port channels. So we have two ports here. One is dynamic desirable, one is desirable, one other is in auto. And we can, if we are creating a topology, switch one, switch two. If we have a dynamic, if we have a desirable on both sides, desirable and desirable, then what will happen? Channel will form. Channel will form. If we have desirable and auto, again channel will form. If we have auto and auto, it will not form the port channel. So if we have a desirable, it will form the port channel. Means in switch one you can configure the desirable, and switch two also you can configure the desirable, that it will negotiate the port channel. If you configure the desirable and auto in the same conditions also, it will negotiate the port channel. But if you configure the auto and auto, it won't negotiate the port channel. Means it will not form the port channel. That is one. Okay. Now we can go for the LSCP also. After that we can configure everything. First LSCP we can understand, then we configure everything. So in LSCP, so we have link. It is stand for link aggregation control protocol, and it is an open standard. So open standard means we can use any of the devices, means either Cisco, either Juniper, either HP. We have a multiple vendors in the market. So we can, it will aggregate maximum 16 links. So it would aggregate maximum 16 links, because that on mode also it will aggregate only 8 links, and PAGP also will go for the 8 links. But this is the LSAP. LSAP is an open standard protocol. So it will, you can aggregate 16 links. The condition is there. If the 16 links we can aggregate here maximum, but 8 links will be actively participate in the port channels. 8 links will actively participate in the port channel, and remaining 8 links Remaining 8 links are there. So those are in a standby standby conditions, right? If any of the one links goes down in a active links, so then the standby links will participate into the active links. But also you can it will consider only the 8 links. It will add only the 8 links in a single portion, right? So we have a two modes here. One is an active mode, one is a passive mode. When we have active mode, active mode, then also it is going to form the port channel. If we have active and passive mode, that is also the point. It's going to form the port channel. But in a passive mode, it won't form the port channel. Okay, means active, 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 passive, passive, passive. Active will form the port channel. Active passive will form the port channel, and passive will not form the port channels. Means it won't form the port channels. Okay, let's understand. In 16 links is if we have 16 links, 8 is actively participating and 8 is not standby. Let's understand about this actually. This is the primary switch. This is the one more switch. Switch 1, switch 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, see the number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, the same we have a different side, other side also. Same we have a other side also. So in these conditions, suppose we perform the port channel here. This is our port channel. These are our port channels. So LSCP, so LSCP port channel is there. So what will happen? So who is going to become active and who is going to which 8 links are become active and which 8 links is become a standby. For that we need to understand about the LSCP port ID. So according to the LSCP port ID, it is going to take a action. Who is become active 8 links active port channels and which are become a standby port channels. Okay. So for that we can understand about the LSCP port ID. LSCP port ID. LSCP port ID is it's going to consist based on the priority and Priority and port number. Port numbers. So priority and port numbers. The priority by default is the same priority is there 32 768. Port number means the link port number means the interface port number. Interface port number. It will consider the interface port number. It means you will consider the interface port number, and it means 32 768 is the port number one. So the note is here means lower LSCP port ID will become will become a LSCP will become a active LSCP links. It will participate actively LSCP links, right? It means lower port ID. Means suppose this is 32 768 is there, and this is the interface ID. Suppose that that's a zero on this, right? This is zero. The zero. So it means according to that, these are become a these 8 links are become your active links, right? According to the your LSC port ID, these are become a active, right? And these are your become a standby, correct? These 8 links is become a standby. These are become a standby. Color is not good. These are your standby. Suppose this 8 active links are suppose your 8 active links are there, right? If any of the link goes down in these 8 links, suppose this is the link number 7 is down. Now is down. So what will happen? Again, he's going to find the lowest port ID, LSC port ID. So which one is the lowest? Port number 9 is lowest. So he is going to add him only as an actively. After that, what will happen? If suppose this port number 6 is come up, port number 6 is came up, but again it won't add immediate, right? What will happen? So in if the 9 port number 9 is goes down again, then he will add to the port number 6 as an active link. Otherwise, it will not add. It will be a standby. Okay. Again, the same any of the link again. Suppose link number 1 is goes down, then what will happen? Then he's going to add to the link number 6. Lowest port. LSCP lowest port ID is going to add into the actively participating active links port numbers, right? So now suppose this is the one scenario. Suppose any question, anyone has any question? So now I have created this picture actually. If the situation is happen like this, means that port number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it is in forward. Reverse in 16, 15, 14. So in these conditions, who's become active and who's become a standby? And suppose this is your 3 to 768 plus 0A. This is the priority and MAC attached. Then just 3 to 768 plus 0B. For this is that actually, right? So who is become active and who is become a standby? It means the one this is it will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 to 8 it's become active from here. 1 to 8 is become active from here. So it is not like that actually. In this scenario, this is the one, it's the lowest port ID plus priority means LSA port ID means it's become active. According to this, these are becomes active. This is not like that. How it will become active, how it's become active. In this, it is going to help with the system ID. We have one system ID here. In system ID, it will help you to find this scenario. We have one system ID here. In system ID, what will happen? The system ID again, it will use for the two things. We are calling LSCP system ID. LSCP system ID we have. In LSCP system ID again, it is priority, priority, and they will use base MAC address. Base MAC address. Again, the priority, again, your priority is like 32768 plus your base MAC address means whatever device MAC address is there. According to that, they are going to find they are going to elect it actually. So how it is, see, your system ID, it is priority and base MAC address. Okay. LSCP system ID, and this is your priority by default, and MAC address, the MAC address of the device. So in these conditions, this is your active switch, means main switch, nothing else. This switch become your main switch. According to the main switch, he is going to add this 8 links, right? According to the main switch, this 8 links, it's become a active links in ether channel, LSCP ether channels, LSCP ether channels. Okay. Again, what will happen? These links is going to tell them, he, you have to make, this link as an active. He will say, you have to make this link as an active. He will say to him, make this link as an active, make this link as an active, make this link as an active, make this link as an active. This one is an active, this one is an active, this one is an active, this one is an active. Because he is the main switch, he is going to take a decision. Who will? He is going to take a decisions. Then whatever he is going to say to the other switch, those switches become a active, and remaining these port numbers, those switch not those links become a remaining these port numbers become a standby. So who will take a decisions? By default, sorry, he is taking the decision. Main switch is going to take decision. How the main switch will elect? By using the system, by using the system LSCP system ID. LSCP system ID, by using the LSCP system ID, the links are become a active. According to that, these are links are become a active, and he will send one message to the other switch. Please, this port you can make make as an active, because this is the my decision. So who will take the decision? Main switch is going to take the decision. Okay. Okay. So anyone have any question here?